This week I reached 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, on this YouTube channel, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. It really means a lot. 1,000 subscribers has been the goal ever since starting this YouTube channel. Obviously, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but once you hit 1,000 subscribers, you can apply to the ad program on YouTube, which means YouTube will start sharing some of the profits with you from advertisements placed before your video. So I'm currently in the process of being under review by YouTube, but hopefully I'll get that accepted, and hopefully I'll actually start to make a little bit of money from this YouTube channel, which would be awesome. So thank you very much. I genuinely obviously wouldn't have been able to do it without all of you, because I needed to get those numbers up to 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, if you are subscribed to the channel, like, I genuinely do appreciate it, and I really wanted to say that on a video. But I didn't want to only just say that. I didn't want this to be just a video on me saying thank you. I thought that might be a little bit dull, although I did really want to say thank you, and I do really greatly appreciate it. I also potentially wanted to share with you some value, and so what I wanted to do in this video was tell you the reasons why, or the reasons how, or the reasons that helped me get to 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So this video is going to be about how I did it, and the key things I think that were important, and the things that I've learned on this journey to 1,000 subscribers. The first thing I've learned, I think, is that consistency is key. Consistency really is key. I think I've learned that, and I think it is obvious when you think about it a little bit. If you want to get good at anything, and when you're growing a YouTube channel, what you're trying to do is get good at making YouTube videos, so it makes sense that you would have to practice a lot. One of the best ways to practice, one of the best ways to get better at something, is to make a routine and stick to that routine. If you want to be a professional footballer, then you have to play football, or not a professional footballer. If you want to be a good footballer, then you have to play football a lot, don't you? You have to schedule it. You have to maybe do training Tuesdays, Wednesdays, play the match on the weekend. That's kind of what you'll probably do if you ever play for a football team, and that's how you progress and how you become a good footballer. The same is true if you wanted to be a painter or a writer or anything like that. What you have to do is you have to work every day. You have to keep showing up. You have to schedule certain things, certain practices that you want to improve on. You have to write a certain amount of words each day. If you want to become a good writer, you have to make a certain amount of painting, or at least a certain amount of time painting each week. If you want to become a good painter, same true with YouTube. If you want to become a good YouTuber, you have to make a lot of videos, and you have to do it a lot. You have to practice a lot. And you also have to kind of do it consistently, I think. That's been key for me, at least. And that's not just in improving. Obviously, if you set yourself the target of 1 YouTube video per week, which is what I do currently, it's about the maximum that I can manage. I've tried periods of time where I was trying to do 2 per week. I found that a bit much. They weren't that good, so I dropped that down to 1 per week, which seems to be about right for me now while I'm working full-time also. But not only is that a great way to schedule practice, it also kind of keeps you in a bit of a rhythm. It keeps your channel constantly having like new content, which is cool. I think that's a good thing for attracting subscribers. If they see that you're posting every week, they're likely to subscribe, because maybe they want to see what you're posting. This is common advice online. You know, I follow a lot of people. I follow Joey Diaz, and one of his messages he always gives is just to keep showing up. If you want to get better at anything, you just got to keep showing up, keep turning up, keep doing the thing you want to get better at.
I don't give a fuck if you go to the gym and walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes and sit for the next 50 minutes. I wouldn't give a fuck. But if you did that 3 times a week, by the 4th week, you're going to go to yourself, why do I do this? Let me just walk 20 minutes. That's why I tell people, show up. Don't worry about anything else. Just show up. Eventually, you'll catch on. Just go down there. Go down there.
Jordan Peterson, who I mention a lot on this channel, also talks about the importance of like incremental improvements, like just taking that small step each and every day and getting a little bit better each day, each week, just a little bit better, and eventually that will begin to add up.
That's another thing you keep saying, aim low enough, have a low enough bar. Why do you mean that?
Well, let's say you've got a kid and you want the kid to improve. You don't set them a bar that's so high that it's impossible for them to attain it. You take a look at the kid and you think, okay, this kid's got this range of skill. Here's a challenge we can throw at him or her that exceeds their current level of skill, but gives them a reasonable probability of success. And so, like, I'm saying it tongue-in-cheek to some degree, you know, it's like, but I'm doing it as an aid to humility. It's like, well, I don't know how to start improving my life. Someone might say that. And I would say, well, you're not aiming low enough. There's something you could do that you are regarding as trivial that you could do, that you would do, that would result in an actual improvement. But it's not a big enough improvement for you, so you won't lower yourself enough to take the opportunity.
Incremental steps.
Yes.
So this is also what is achieved through exercise. It's one of the most important.
I think this happens when you're making videos and uploading to YouTube, because you eventually start getting a bank of videos online because you're consistently every week uploading, which is another thing that I think would attract subscribers if they saw that you had a large catalogue of good videos. Also, I have come to believe that consistency really is key, and it's something that I'm definitely going to stick to going forward. I really want to push through and keep making weekly videos. Something else I think is important, or something else that I think helped me finally reach 1,000 subscribers, is kind of finding a niche. This was something that I was a bit reluctant to do at first. I used to upload kind of random videos. I'd have like photography kind of videos. I'd have videos on cryptocurrency, have videos on the stock market, videos on this and that and traveling, all that kind of stuff, and it kind of looked disjointed. Nothing seemed to fit together. It was kind of a bit random. I think that is off-putting for people when they look at your channel. I didn't really think that at first. I wanted to make just videos on whatever I wanted to make videos on at that time, but yeah, that wasn't really the right mindset to be in, to try and satisfy yourself. When you're making a YouTube channel, obviously it's trying to satisfy the viewer, so you need to kind of focus on what would be pleasant for them as opposed to pleasant for yourself in some regard. I think people are more likely to subscribe when you have a niche, because they know what to expect and they know that they are interested in this subject matter, so they know that they're potentially your future videos will be of interest to them. So yeah, they're more likely to sort of subscribe if there's a niche, if they know what you're all about and know what you're going to be giving them or providing them in the future. Also, if they're interested in the niche that you're making and producing videos for, they're likely to sort of binge watch a whole host of your videos, so they'll go from one to the next and next. That's good for, you know, all sorts of things, but yeah, it's good for growing a YouTube channel, definitely. I think it's also something that I will look to do in the future, which is it's kind of makes it possible to build some sort of a brand. Maybe you could turn this, or you could build a brand or a company around, or a business around your YouTube channel, especially if you have like a niche. It kind of gives you something to create within that area, within that space. So yeah, sort of niching down onto something is something that I've begun to do now. I'm trying to make this kind of niche of traveler, digital nomad, living abroad, expat kind of area, which was something that I wasn't doing before, although I did kind of dip my toes in now and then. But I had I was dipping my toes all over the place. I don't think this is key if you're just starting out, by the way. I think, you know, finding your niche is something you need to do through exploration. So maybe you'll have to put up a few random videos, you know, throw shit at the wall, see what sticks, kind of thing, you know, see which videos get the best response and figure out what niche you actually do want to sort of cater for on YouTube. So it's something that you don't really need to have like inked in at first. You don't have to have it set in stone at first. However, as you progress, it probably is a good idea to sort of niche down, I think. I think that did help me grow at a faster rate once I began to decide on a sort of niche that I was interested in, and also what I actually have experience in, something that I actually do, something that I know quite well. Yeah, it definitely seems worthwhile kind of considering a niche. Something else to bear in mind, something else that I've learned along the way, something while I've been growing my YouTube channel, is that, and this may not come as any surprise to you, maybe something very obvious to you, but YouTube is definitely the best place for learning how to grow a YouTube channel. There's an absolute well of different YouTube channels, big YouTube channels, who will teach you about growing on YouTube and making content, making thumbnails, all that kind of stuff. There's an absolute ton of channels and people who I follow on YouTube who put out free content on improving your videos. Everything from videography to editing to presenting to video ideas, you can kind of learn on YouTube for free, which is really cool. I'm not going to list them all now. Maybe I'll write a few in the comment section, but yeah, there are a lot of massive YouTube channels. You just need to go to YouTube and search, you know, become a YouTuber, grow a YouTube channel, all that kind of stuff. You get an absolute well of video content, and they're all ranked, and you know, you can see who gets the most views, gets the most likes. Those videos will probably be the most educational to you. So yeah, this is something definitely to bear in mind if you're trying to grow a YouTube channel that you're already on. If you're watching this video, you're already on the perfect platform to learn how to become or how to improve as a YouTube creator. Something else that I've actually been learning very recently is that thumbnails, the little picture on your video, that you see before you click on the video is actually probably a lot more important than you may first anticipate. It doesn't really matter, well it does, but it also doesn't. It doesn't really matter how good your video is. If no one clicks on it, then you're not going to get any views, you're not going to get any watch time hours. People aren't going to consume that content. You can make the best video in the world, but if you make a really bad thumbnail, a real bad title, yeah, it's not just thumbnails, but titles also, the kind of packaging of your video and how it's presented on YouTube is really important, right? Because no one's going to click on it if it doesn't look interesting, if it doesn't look entertaining, if it doesn't look educational, whatever it may be that you're trying to do. If you don't create the right thumbnail, if you don't get the right message in the title, then it's going to be ignored. They may not even find it through search if you don't have the right keywords in the title. And also, if it pops up on someone's home screen and the thumbnail isn't interesting, isn't engaging, then they're not going to click on it and they're not going to see the content. So yeah, I think the importance of thumbnails is something else that I wanted to add into this video. Because I've really been thinking about that a lot and starting to notice that also. Don't forget, if you already have a YouTube channel with a lot of videos uploaded, you can go back and edit those thumbnails. Sometimes that does make a difference. That's something that I've been doing on occasion, and I have found some of my videos get a lot more views after I've changed the thumbnail, after I've changed the title. Yeah, they get a spike in views where it was kind of like a video that sort of tailed off and not really had much interest in. So that's something definitely to bear in mind as well. Thumbnails and titles are probably a lot more important than what you're imagining they are. And you can also go back and edit them if you're not happy with some of your older ones. So don't forget, you can do that, and it's probably worth your time doing that also, because you may get a whole bunch of new viewers if you go back and change the title, change the thumbnail, something like that. The last thing I want to say on this, if this is something you want to do, if getting 1,000 subscribers is your goal, if starting a YouTube channel is your goal, then the last piece, and possibly the most important piece of information or the advice I can give you, is to start now. Don't put it off till tomorrow, don't put it off till next week. Get out your phone, make a video after you finish watching this video, and yeah, just start doing it. Just make a video. It doesn't matter what it's about. Just make a video, hold up your phone and say, hi, I'm Ben, or whatever your name is. That's my name. And I'm starting a YouTube channel. This is my first video, and I'm going to figure this out as I go along, make a commitment. Say I'm going to make videos every week. I'm going to upload consistently and do all the things we spoke about. Go on YouTube, look for different channels on how to grow your YouTube channel, how to start your YouTube channel. Don't forget the thumbnails, like we said, they're probably way more important than you realize. And yeah, start now. I wish you all the best on your YouTube journey, and once again, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me.